Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Choosing a political party at the moment, after all, we're in election fever time now, aren't we? Both in the UK and in the United States and in India, and a lot of the places in the world, it's sort of heating up for election time. But choosing a political party that best represents your aspirations for the future, your desires, where you want uh, improvements to be made in your particular country is getting quite difficult. It is almost like a roll of the dice. You've got your Conservative Labour, you've got your Reform Party, you've got your Greens, you've got your Independents, you've got your Scottish National Party, and it's difficult because they're all taking strips off each other to gain popularity for themselves. But it's as difficult as choosing a human government to represent your aspirations than it is to choose a religion. So you need to know how to narrow it down. We need to narrow it down when we're looking for a political party that represents how we feel. And you need to narrow it down when you're looking for a religion in the time of the end. You don't want to attach yourself to a religion that could, in fact, not deliver on promise, which is what we sometimes label the Conservatives as doing for the last 14 years. They make a lot of promises, but they deliver on very few of them. So that leaves us at a crossroads, doesn't it, as to where we're likely to go next. Now, if you're looking for a true religion in the time of the end, then you have to look at a non-human government source that represents you, because the evidence is too clear on all human governments ever since the start of the first world power that they've all failed. They've all only looked after their selfish interest. They've not really represented their people. Otherwise, they wouldn't have enslaved them time and time again. And to say that slavery doesn't exist now, that's rubbish, isn't it? Slavery still goes on. We still have people in the slave trade, even now in the Western world, although it is pushed under the carpet a lot. It's not as open as it used to be, where you would take a slave and sell them in a market. You're not getting that now in the Western world. You still get that in the third world countries, but you don't get it in the Western world. But slavery still goes on. So looking for a government that best represents how you feel, you might then decide to yourself that it's pointless choosing another human power. Human powers are selfish, and they go after their own interest. They don't represent their people. They sometimes kill innocent people. This has been going on for many years, where the children and the innocent often are the biggest casualties of war, which is what we seem to hear about more and more, don't we, with the Israeli Defense Forces and their pitiful excuses for why so many innocent people are being killed. And even the news today, only 4 hostages came out against 50 innocent people that had been slaughtered by them. And yet they don't say sorry. Never say sorry. Make an excuse up. We were going after Hamas. But even the United Nations has washed their hands. The United Nations has almost done a Pontius Pilate with Israel and washed their hands with them, but told them that they are going to be labelled as a country that is killing innocent people. That's what's just happened recently. And so when you're trying to narrow down your search for something better, when you try to narrow it down, because you don't want to waste your time now. You've wasted too much time, and too many people have been killed along the way. But when you're trying to look for something that is better than what is currently on offer on the world at the moment, I think eventually you will come to the fact that no human government fits the bill anymore. No human government is capable of bringing lasting peace to the world. Kind of peace that they actually want to get 100% behind. You will come to the conclusion that you will have to go outside human sources to find your perfect government. And that is becoming increasingly more obvious, that it will only be a messianic kingdom, a government that can't be corrupted, that will bring true happiness and peace to the world. Because not recognizing that will be the continuance of war and famine, pestilence and death. This will continue until it is brought to a head by the rider of the white horse. Marvelous. He's heading the charge, but he turns round eventually and he conquers war, famine, pestilence and death. But it's that messianic kingdom that people are not voting for. People are continually voting for failed institutions like Labour, the Conservatives, like the Democrats, like the Republicans. They are continually voting for failed institutions and government leaderships that have a limited shelf life, but always they are not capable of bringing true peace to the world or even delivering on the smallest of promises. But you will not get that. You will not get that with something that can't be corrupted, something that you cannot throw money at to gain an unfair advantage. That is why I would say that in these last days we need to seek out who it is that refuses to vote, who refuses to fight for their country, does not lift up their arms in war against their brothers. We need to seek out who it is that is a great supporter of the Messianic kingdom, who is proclaiming that the last human world power is about to come to an end. We need to seek out who it is that is behind this at the moment, because it will only be a very few religions will not be going to war. Very few religions will be warning you that the last human power, the Anglo-American world power, is coming to an end. Very few religions will be proclaiming that there's something better coming. And we're going to need this. We're going to need this more than ever when we get into the really difficult times. So I would say that we need to continually look out, even now, even though we think that we're well researched, we know everything we need to know at this stage. I think we need to continually look out and see who it is that is best described as the closest to what Jesus Christ was proclaiming about in his 3.5-year ministry. And if we find that particular religion, I think we need to seek it out, whoever they turn out to be. See ya. Bye.